Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north, more specifically Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. I am standing in front of a duck, a military vehicle that has been converted into a tourist industry. I remember when I visited Wisconsin Dells as a child, there was only a few things that we did while I was here. We visited Xanadu, this futuristic house made out of foam that's no longer here. The other thing that we did do that is still here is the ducks. It's essentially a half bus, half boat, and they'll take you on a tour of land and sea, well, not sea, but water. So we're gonna hop aboard the ducks and go for a little ride. Follow me. Chariot waits. Sit in the back here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome aboard the amphibious duck, Gold Beach. My name is Mark, and I'll be your tour guide, captain, and alligator wrestler for this 8.5-mile journey.
Oh, those are old ducks.
Half on land, half on water.
It's like gargoyles.
And folks are now arriving here at our first point of interest for today's tour. Off to either side of the duck, you'll see these hand-carved granite statues. Now, these statues once sat atop the Chicago Board of Trade building until 1932, when it was redecorated by a stick of dynamite. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you guys here is, don't take those statues back there for granted. Now, I do hope you guys like that joke, as it happens to be the best one I have all day.
It's a jungle skipper level joke.
Well, you better get ready for a long tour. Year 1942, by the General Motors Corporation in Pontiac, Michigan, for use in World War II and the Korean War. Originally costed the government about $10,000 to produce. You can do about 50 miles an hour on land, 11 knots on water, but just the other day I got her going 250 miles an hour right off the edge of this cliff up here.
Oh my God.
Well, that was fast. And folks, it does look like we are in luck today. I have spotted some wildlife out in the distance. If you look off the left-hand side, way out there, well, you'll see a little baby stop sign. Now, those are actually kind of rare out here. You guys are actually pretty lucky today. Aw, they grow up so fast. And folks, just like that, we have descended down here into beautiful Ferndale. Now, Ferndale is home to 27 different types of fern, including the red fern, the green fern, the black fern, the brown fern, the tan fern, the orange fern, the yellow fern, the big fern, the tall fern, the short fern, the little fern, the repeating 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 fern, the interrupting fern, and of course, my personal favorite, off to the left over here, a patch of invisible fern. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you all the Pacific Ocean. It's a lot smaller in person. Now, before we do enter here into the Wisconsin River today, I am required to let you all know that it may be a little bumpy, and you may also get a little wet. So with that left hand, grab onto the seat in front of you. And with your right hand, well, plug your nose. And just like that, we're about to float in the Wisconsin River. Now I have disengaged the wheels, so if you look off to either side of the duck, well, you'll see them slowly floating to the bottom. It was formed over 20,000 years ago, when a glacial ice dam broke in northern Wisconsin, sending the waters rushing down and carving out what is today the Wisconsin River. Now, the Wisconsin River is a very hard-working river, and in its 430-mile stretch to the state of Wisconsin, it includes 27 hydroelectric dams. If you follow the left shoreline all the way to where you see the mushroom-shaped rock up there, well, that's known as Pulpit's Rock. Now, back in the mid-1800s, a traveling preacher would sit up there and preach to the Native Americans as they floated by on their canoes. However, he was very boring, and on one occasion he looked up to find that everyone had fallen asleep. So he went to town and purchased a baby grand piano to liven up his sermons. But when he had brought it out here to Pulpit's Rock, a thunderstorm rolled in the area, and a bolt of lightning struck it and cracked it in half right there. Now, it also sent that preacher flying all the way over there into that tree. The green one. And as a result of it, the baby grand also rolled over the edge where it still lies today, with its legs resting against Pulpit's Rock and the keys facing up towards the heavens.
There's the piano.
If you follow the right shoreline all the way to where it comes out to the point up there, and then look up about 50 feet in the air, well, that's known as Hawks Peak. Now, if you stretch your imaginations just a little bit for me here today, and if you see the upper part of the rock sticking out there, well, that's the Hawk's upper beak. The lower part of that rock where that bird's standing is the Hawk's lower beak. And the little one in the middle there is the Hawk's tongue. Well, this is a special type of sandstone known as Potsdam sandstone. Now, Potsdam sandstone is very rare and can only be found in 4 places around the world. The first place is in Potsdam, Germany, where it takes its name. The second place is in Zurich, Switzerland. The third place is in upstate New York, where it is currently underwater. And the fourth place is, as you may have guessed, right here along this 10-mile stretch of the Wisconsin River. Now, folks, we are about to enter here into Dell Creek, which is the site of our first amphibious landing of the day. This dam was built back in 1926 to hold back the raging waters of Dell Creek and form what is today the artificial Lake Delton. So, folks, now's a good time if you want to take any of those dam pictures. I've also heard that the dam fishing is quite good today. All you need is a little dam bait. But just remember, folks, this is not a dam tour.
I love dam humor.
How would you like to go into Lake Delton today? Fast or slow? Fast? You got it. Now, folks, I do have to warn you, there will be a slight mist coming in over the front of the duck, getting myself in the first few rows just a little sprinkled. But that is nothing compared to the 90-foot tidal wave coming into the back. So if you folks happen to have anything on the floor that you'd like to keep today, I would suggest picking it up. About that tidal wave.
Jeez.
Lake Delton is an artificial lake filled with artificial water, meaning you're only artificially wet. See, that wasn't so bad. Now entered Dell Scenic Park. Now, Scenic Park is home to a wide variety of different animals, including the white-tailed fox, the red-tailed fox, the squirrel, the rabbit, the raccoon, the muskrat, the beaver, the badger, Sasquatch, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Now, if you folks happen to see any lions or bears on today's tour, be sure and point them out. and I'll do my very best to swerve and hit them. Now you may be thinking to yourselves, why would you want to hit such creatures as lions or bears? Well, we here at the original Wisconsin Ducks are die-hard Green Bay Packers fans. Now, I can assure you guys that there will be no lions or bears today though, because just this morning I painted a white gold line around the property. And as we all know, the lions and bears have trouble crossing those. And if you think I forgot about the Vikings, you're wrong, because I have a joke about them too. Do you guys know how the Vikings wear purple? Well, I'd be purple too if I was choking for that long. Alright, well, we're going down Roller Coaster Hill. Take that, Six Flags. Here we have the beautiful Lake of the Dells. Now the Lake of the Dells has one purpose and one purpose only: to breed our state summer bird, the mosquito. Where the narrowest part happens to be 8 feet 6 inches wide. So for all you mathematicians out there, that leaves me just 4 inches to work with. But if you thought that just this was going to be hard, just wait till we cross the bridge up there. Now Black Hawk Gorge gets its name from that famous Native American chief, Chief Gorge. Now Chief Gorge had a son. His name was Boy Gorge. And Boy Gorge had a pet monkey. His name was Curious Gorge. And now that I think of it, Chief Gorge also had a daughter, but I can't quite remember her name. What I do know though is that boy was she gorgeous. And there's a deer right there, a little fawn.
Oh, a little deer.
And just to give you guys an idea of some of the trees we have seen today, if you see those really tall ones way over there, we like to call those dogwood. And you can tell them by their distinctive bark. Now folks, I used to have more tree jokes, but just the other day my boss pulled me aside and told me that all my tree jokes were really starting to become a pine in his aspen. And folks, we have now entered the Helen Robb tree plantation. After that forest fire destroyed the area, there were no more trees left. And Helen Robb, being the nature lover that she was, decided to replant the forest, but in the most natural way possible. Perfectly straight row. But just like every good doctor though, they can't save them all. And right up ahead here is our duck graveyard. May they rust in pieces. On behalf of the original Wisconsin Ducks, I'd like to thank you all very much for taking my tour today. Now I do hope you all have a pleasant stay here in the beautiful Wisconsin Dells and a safe trip home.
All right, so that was the original Wisconsin Ducks. And definitely I remember was bringing back, I was 8 years old the last time I rode these, and I just remember the exact same stuff was coming back to me, and the tours remained very consistent since the early 80s. But it's a fun tour that definitely has a Jungle Cruise vibe with very, very bad jokes, but that's all part of the charm. If you'd like to see other places I've been, I have an interactive map in the description. I'll show you where I've been, and you can tell me where I need to go next. Also, if you would like to help support the channel, consider buying a t-shirt, such as this one. And consider donating to Patreon. A $3 or more donation will get you a postcard once a month. But for now, this one's in the bag.